Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Roseville Area Schools public presentation of the World's Best Workforce Report and Plan and our Achievement and Integration Plan Report. To start things off will be Director Jake Von de Linde. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Chair Anderson. As he stated, I am Jake Von de Linde, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning in the Roseville Area Schools. Thanks for watching this evening. I will be walking you through our annual report, which includes our district goals and key strategies, as well as our World's Best Workforce information. If you've been watching these reports for some time, you'll notice that we've reworked and revised the report to focus on and highlight our district goals and key strategies, which includes our World's Best Workforce goals. This annual report provides us a chance to report on the goal areas and key strategies with examples of our work over the past year. Our strategic plan goals are interwoven with our World's Best Workforce areas, and all of them work to improve the educational experience of our students and families. I also want to acknowledge that all of this information represents work that is done every day by many committed Roseville Area Schools staff members, and so I want to thank our staff who continue to support these efforts for our students, families, and communities. So let's move on into the overview of our report. We'll start with our mission, vision, and our equity vision. Our mission is excellence, innovation, and equity in all we do. Our vision is that each learner experiences a sense of belonging and a joy of learning, is inspired and prepared to reach their potential, and contributes to our communities. Our equity vision states that Roseville Area Schools is committed to ensuring an equitable and respectful learning environment for every student, family, and staff member, regardless of race, gender identity, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, ability, home or first language, religion, national origin, age, and physical appearance. Our mission and vision were developed and honed during our strategic planning process that was completed in the spring of 2023. This was a process that included feedback and input from our staff, students, and community over the course of many months. Our equity vision was developed years ago and continues to be a guiding document for our district that is in the forefront of our decision making. I'll move on to our focus to our district by the numbers. The data points on this page describe our district in multiple different areas and maybe things that our current community members and even some staff members don't know and would find interesting. I won't go through all of them this evening, but I'll highlight some that are important to know. Currently, we serve about 7,676 students in pre-K through grade 12. We are a racially diverse district, and the demographics of our district include about 15% of students who identify as Hispanic or Latinx, under 1% of our students that identify as American Indian or Native American, 18% of our students identify as Asian, about 18% of our students identify as Black, African American, or African, and about 38% of our students identify as white, and about 10% of our students identify as multiracial. We also serve a majority of our students, about 51%, that qualify and receive educational benefits. These benefits include free or reduced price meals, transportation, activities fees, and other fees. 36% of our students are multilingual and speak a language other than English at home. Currently, we have 92 languages other than English spoken in the homes of our students. We serve about 550 students in early childhood, serving students from birth up through age 5 when they begin kindergarten. We also serve many meals and snacks throughout the day and throughout the school year. Last year, we served over 1 million meals between breakfasts and lunches. In the community, one of the most visual reminders that school is in session is based on the yellow buses that drive around our communities each day. What you might want to know is that we have 789 bus stops throughout our community and transport around 5,500 students each day. Next, we'll focus on our World's Best Workforce goals. The World's Best Workforce areas identified by the state of Minnesota along the left side of this document include 5 goal areas. These goal areas are: all children are ready for school, all third graders can read at grade level, all racial and economic gaps between students are closed, all students are ready for career and college, and all students graduate from high school. For the first goal, all students are ready for school, we identified an early childhood reading assessment that focuses on rhyming for students. We were hoping to see students that are going into kindergarten in the next school year see an increase in their pre-K rhyming skills compared to the previous year, but unfortunately, we did not meet that goal yet. We did, however, incorporate many strategies over the last year to work towards meeting that goal, with some examples including providing professional development in letters and Haggerty programs that enhance phonological awareness and skills for early literacy. LETTERS stands for Language Essentials for Teachers of Reading and Spelling. It's a professional development program that helps teachers learn how to teach reading, spelling, and other language skills. LETTERS is based on the scientific reading research and designed to help teachers understand how students learn to read and write. Pre-K also implemented the TS Gold assessment to provide information around growth and to guide interventions through our teacher teams called PLCs, or Professional Learning Communities. The next goal is that all third graders can read at grade level. We measured this goal based on the Minnesota Comprehensive Assessment in Reading, and unfortunately we did not meet the goal for this area. We made progress and improved our proficiency, but not to the level we were hoping for. We have put much effort, focused time and effort and energy on improving our reading proficiency for all of our students, and especially for our youngest learners. To do this, we've communicated our belief that literacy is a social justice issue and committed to action around this belief, including investing in elementary literacy materials which incorporate the science of reading and structured literacy practices into our reading instruction. We've also trained our K-4 our teachers in letters, and they have completed over 150 hours of letters training over 2 years. Our next goal is around eliminating all racial and economic achievement gaps. This is a goal that we continue to focus on and put much efforts towards. However, we did not meet the goal for math or reading this year. We decreased our racial disparity in math, but unfortunately our reading disparity increased over the year. We do expect to see long-term gains in reading as we continue to change our reading practices to the science of reading and a structured literacy approach. However, this change in proficiency will take time as students are first tested on the MCA reading in grade 3, and some of our beginning readers' skill improvement may take a few years to show up. Our next goal, all students graduate from high school, focuses on the end of our students' K-12 experience. We know how important it is for our students to earn a high school diploma in terms of their ability to earn a living wage, have better job prospects, and increase their life expectancy rates. Our goal in this area is a longer-term goal to have all students graduate at an expected rate of 90% by 2024. Graduation data is always a year behind, so we won't get 2024 graduation rate information until the spring of 2025. In 2023, we had 89.6% of our students graduate in 4 years, so we are well on our way to reaching our goal. The last goal is that all students are ready for career and college. We are using ACT data to measure this goal. We met this goal by increasing our ACT composite scores from 18.9 in 2023 to 20.0 in 2024, which is a large increase over 1 year, and we hope to continue to see improvement over this year. Some of our focus areas for this goal include continuing to expand our AVID program in grades 5-12 across all schools, with plans to expand to all elementary grades over the coming years. Continuing to use our AVID Wicker strategies, writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading into our school improvement plans, and incorporating these strategies into all of our classrooms. We also continue to expand our career readiness pathways and course options at the secondary level and offer certifications in various fields for high school students. Lastly, we enable students to earn college credit while in high school through advanced placement, concurrent enrollment, college in the schools, and post-secondary education options and courses. We'll now transition to focus on our district goal areas. This page provides an overview of our district goals and key strategies, and in the next few pages, we'll review each of these goal areas in more depth. Goal number 1, our graduates are prepared to achieve their goals and aspirations. In this area, we have a few key strategies. deliver innovative, effective practices and systems, ensure students are college and career ready, and deliver a challenging, joyful, and safe learning environment. One of the highlights of our strategic plan in action is based on delivering a challenging, joyful, and safe learning environment. Throughout the district, we work on establishing mentor-mentee relationships with older students and younger students. An example of this last year includes Roz chemistry students who visited Emmett D. Williams to work with our fourth grade students. The Roz students modeled science as a career option, providing our fourth graders with hands-on science experiments that align to our state standards. And goal number 2. Goal number 2 is our learners contribute to an equitable, caring society. In this area, we have 4 key strategies: amplify student leadership and voice in decision-making, cultivate student engagement and joy in learning, support learner resiliency, and prepare learners to be racially and socially responsive. A highlight for this goal area is preparing our students to be racially and socially responsive and amplifying their voices. This year, our superintendent and executive director of student services invited 4 avid seniors from Roseville Area High School to share their experiences and insights with community audiences, including the Rotary Club, the Optimists, and the Association of Metropolitan School Districts. The students delivered presentations at each of the meetings, addressing the strategic plan goal areas 1 through 4 and highlighting how Roseville area schools have positively impacted their educational journeys. We'll move on to goal 3. And goal 3 is that we are a culturally responsive, inclusive, anti-racist district. Within this area, we have 5 key strategies: hire and retain a diverse workforce, develop equitable leaders, ensure educator commitment to anti-racist practices, build a culture of belonging where we all feel welcome, included, and safe, and develop a culturally responsive evaluation system. The highlight for this goal area is based on the work of ensuring educator commitment to anti-racist practices. This fall, at our back-to-school workshop for all staff, we highlighted Native American culture with keynote speaker Dr. Anton Troyer, a professor of Ojibwe at Bemidji State University and noted author and facilitator Odia Wood-Kruger, the author of A Guide to Reliable Native American Related Teaching Resources. The event equipped educators with culturally responsive tools to foster inclusivity and honor the diverse histories and experiences of Native American communities. We'll move on to Goal 4. Goal 4 is that the community is united behind meeting student needs. This area, we have 2 key strategies: partner with families and the community to support student success and build a culture of belonging. A highlight from this goal is our continued work in building relationships across our community. This includes community businesses, organizations, and individuals who support our students, from volunteers who read, play games, and knit hats, to organizations promoting voting, addressing food needs, and funding scholarships. We know that we are deeply fortunate for the shared commitment to enriching the lives of our students. And finally, our last goal area is that we are financially secure. This area has 2 key strategies: cultivate and maintain community trust, and secure and allocate financial resources to support the district's mission and vision. A highlight for this area includes work at Fairview Alternative High School, where students explore real-world climate change solutions using data from their school's solar panels to track energy generation and CO2 emissions saved. In 2024, the entire school learned about how their building uses renewable solar energy. And the last page, besides the awesome pictures of our students, provides some links to reports that were provided to the board during the 2023-2024 school year. These reports provide information and data about our school district in more detail. Before we end, I want to say thank you for taking time to follow along with our district annual report and World's Best Workforce presentation this evening. Thank you for your continued committed support of Roseville area schools. And I also want to especially thank Carrie Ardito, our Director of Communications, for the countless hours it took to put together this annual report, from the layout, the design, and wordsmithing. So thanks so much, Carrie. And following my report this evening, Delon Smith, Associate Superintendent, will be presenting our Achievement and Integration Report, so please stay tuned for that upcoming information.
Thank you, Director Lindy. As Jake said, I am Delon Smith, Associate Superintendent of Equity and Innovation here in Roseville Area Schools. I'm here today to share with you an update on the progress of our Achievement and Integration Plan. So, Director Von der Linde did such a great job of laying out our vision and some history behind that, but I just wanted to once again highlight our mission of excellence, innovation, equity in all we do, and our vision of each learner experiences a sense of belonging and a joy of learning is inspired to prepare to reach their potential and contribute to our communities. This plan aims to support both the mission and the vision and to help us live into our equity vision. There are 5 goals, as once again, if you tuned in earlier, you would have heard of our strategic plan. Our graduates are prepared to achieve their goals and aspirations. Our learners contribute to an equitable, caring society. We are a culturally responsive, inclusive, anti-racist district. The community is united behind meeting student needs, and we are financially secure. So this presentation will touch on all of these goals in some way, but more specifically goals 1 through 4. So the Achievement Integration for Minnesota program supports the pursuit of racial and economic integration, increased student achievement, the creation of equitable educational opportunities, and the reduction of academic disparities based on students' diverse racial, ethnic, and economic backgrounds in Minnesota public schools. The Minnesota Department of Education determines which school districts participate in the Achievement Integration Program by comparing adjoining districts' percentage of enrolled protected class students. These would be African American students, Asian Pacific Islander, Latinos students, American Indian, Alaskan Native students, and multiracial students. It also compares the percentage of enrolled protected class students at schools within the same school district. Each year, the commissioner analyzes fall enrollment data from every district to look for these racial enrollment disparities between districts and between schools. When the difference between the district percentage of enrolled protected class students is more than 20% higher when compared with at least one of its adjoining districts, the district with the higher percentage is considered racially isolated. And on the other hand, when the difference of enrolled protected class students at a school is more than 20% when compared to the district's average of students in that same grade level or those same grade levels, the school with the higher percentage of is considered racially identifiable or a racially identifiable school. Districts that are racially isolated or have a racially identifiable school are required to be in the Achievement and Integration Program. And this year marks the 2nd year of our 3-year plan. So the Achievement and Integration Plan must contain 3 types of goals. At least one of these goals, or at least one in each of the following. And that's reducing disparities in academic achievement among all students. That's reducing the disparities in equitable access to effective and more diverse teachers among all students, and increasing racial and economic integration. I will spend the next few slides sharing progress updates on each of our plan goals. So goal number 1 is to increase overall reading proficiency for BIPOC, that's Black, Indigenous, people of color, students in grades 3 through 6, from 37.4% in 2022 to 53.2% in 2026, as measured by the MCA3 reading test. And so our progress on that is with this last MCAs, we had a proficiency rate for that group of 31%. And I put up last year's to show you the comparison. And so we have taken a dip in that particular one. And so for this one, we're not currently on track, but there is some optimism that we will get things turned around here hopefully soon. Goal 2, decrease the flat growth of Native American students in grades 2 through 6 on the fast reading assessment test from 38% in 2022 to 29% in 2026. This is a very encouraging, as you can look at the progress update. Our 2024 flat growth was at 17%, almost cut in half from the year before. Like I said, this is encouraging and could speak to the shift that we're making in letters in the science of reading, as Jake spoke about. I believe the work of our American Indian Department and our Native American affinity groups has impacted the way students see themselves and the confidence that they have as scholars. And so far with this particular one, this is a goal that is met. Goal 3, our students will self-report a 10% increase from 2023 baseline to 2026 in their experience of teacher equitable practices and culture of equity in their classrooms on the annual SEL and Equity Student Survey. So let me break this down a little bit for you. So last year, we actually got our baseline last year for 2024. And so it took a little time to get this survey. So we're going off for 2024 baseline. And for this goal, we're looking at 2 sections of the survey. The survey is broken down into a few sections. One of them is teacher equitable practices, and the other is culture of equity in their classrooms. So these 2 sections speak to how our students experience our professional development efforts and if the learning we do as adults in this district is reaching the classroom. It's a scale of 1 to 4, going from strongly disagree to strongly agree. And so looking at 2024 baseline data in our elementary, for our elementary students, which are our 5th and 6th grade students, we had an average score of 3.04 for teacher equitable practices and an average score of 3.25 for culture of equity. And so students are somewhere in that agree, between agree and strongly agree in their responses to those sections. For secondary, we had, for teacher equitable practices, 2.83 average response, and culture of equity, 2.97 average response. So these will be our baseline for next year when we report out again as well. And then goal area 4. This is to increase students' access to the number of racially and ethnically diverse teachers from 12% in 2023 to 17% in 2026. So our, at the end of 2024, or actually at the start of this year, our teacher of color population is 15.17% of the entire teaching population. So that has gone up from 2023. Once again, this is an exciting number, and I want to thank our Human Resources Department for their work in increasing this number. Our collective efforts and our understanding of the importance of representation in the teaching ranks for all of our students promises to raise this number above our expectations. And so I would believe for this particular one, we are on track. All right, so that's the end of our district-wide goals, and now we're going to talk about those racially identifiable schools. And keep in mind, racially identifiable schools are schools whose BIPOC student population is at least 20 percentage points higher than the district. And you can see from those numbers, those 2 schools are Harambe and Edgerton Elementaries. So, racially identifiable school goal number 1 is decrease the overall average percentage of flat growth for BIPOC students in grades 2 through 6, as measured by that FAST assessment at Edgerton. We want to go from 16.5 to 8%, and Harambe 21% to 10% by 2026. And you can see 2024's flat growth for Edgerton was 18% compared to 16% the year before, and Harambe's was 22% compared to 16%. So we do expect these numbers to decrease over time as we continue to course correct with the training of all of our teachers in the science of reading and our new ELA curriculum as we enter year 2 of implementation. Currently, we are not on track with this particular goal, but once again, we hope to see the fruits of our labor here pretty soon. Goal number 2, increase the enrollment at Edgerton Elementary from 450 students to 490, and Harambe from 270 to 330 students. You can see from those numbers we are going in the wrong direction. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done here in this particular area, and we are not on track with this goal as we sit here today. And then the last goal for our racially identifiable schools is Edgerton and Harambe students will self-report a 10% increase on the student SEL survey from 2023 baselines. Once again, we're working off of a 2024 baseline, so this is closely related to the district goal around this particular one. And at Harambe and Edgerton, we're looking for the responses in teacher equitable practices in their classrooms. And so the progress on that is that survey data for those individual schools, it's still being generated. And so as soon as we have that data, we'll report out on how Harambe and Edgerton students responded to the questions in the teacher equitable practice section. So next slide is some response and efforts to help us meet our goals and to turn around some of those goals where we're not on track. We continue to believe that literacy is a social justice issue of our time. And so structured literacy in the science of reading is our focus, professional development, the materials in the curriculum that we have purchased and implemented over the last year. That would include letters training for our K-4 teachers. Once again, that's going to eventually increase and matriculate or articulate up to 7 through 12. We have a new ELA curriculum, K-6, that was implemented last year, and we continue to do our screenings for K-8 students and intervening when needed. Avid Elementary is another exciting piece that we added and was implemented last year as well, and Avid Wicker strategies will also help in that area of increasing our literacy proficiency. We've also added an equity advancement literacy lead to help us to focus more on equity K-12. We continue our recruitment and retention efforts for our BIPOC staff and our epistemology work, I call it. So the continued professional development that we do around mindsets and the continued critical self-reflection that we ask all staff to do as they go through this work are things that we continue to do and continue to pull our efforts around. All right, that concludes this presentation for this evening, and thank you for your time.